2-1. Broadcasting tape delayed from Never Never Land. I think it's in California, but I don't know. So that's where we're at today, and we're going to be discussing Cinderella teams in the NCAA tournament and the past conference tournament championships ratings, because we know that the NCAA tournament brings great ratings, but we're going to see if these conference tournaments that they're paying big money for, the networks, are bringing them ratings, because that's why they pay big money, right, Ryan? For ratings. So they can sell you a myriad of cars and windows and bathtubs and whatever else you need, because that is the American way. Yeah.
Follow the
All right.
money trail.
That's right, baby. It's all
Lead
about
everything.
money. It's all about the money. All right, so I got a couple of things about the tournaments. College basketball championship weekend was 7 of the 10 largest audiences for basketball were the conference championships. So that's a pretty big deal. The SEC tournament placed second. The Big Ten was first. So the Big
Wow.
Ten tournament was first. There's Michigan and Wisconsin, and they had a viewership of 4.53 million people watch that on CBS. So that's a pretty good deal for CBS. The SEC tournament final placed second for the weekend. The Sunday afternoon afternoon game was the largest audience for this event for the SEC tournament championship since 2015. So they haven't had an audience this big since 2015. So obviously it's a good deal for them. And
That's
the ACC,
because the Kentucky fans are all at the game and not watching on TV.
that's true. Well, yeah, I guess that's what they were doing. They were all watching on TV because they weren't at the game. Yeah. So in third place was the ACC, which was Duke and Louisville, right? That was on ESPN, but that tournament, that championship was down 5% from last year's tournament, which had North Carolina State, North Carolina in it. So I guess there are not that many Louisville fans that cared. Every Duke fan in the world was watching. Of course, Duke doesn't have near as many fans as North Carolina. Did you know that? That is a fact. Duke's
Uh,
following is not as big as North Carolina's.
I knew Carolina had a lot of fans, but I don't guess I was aware of that.
Yes.
I knew I knew Carolina was up there, but I didn't know they had a lot more than
Yeah,
which
see, Duke
a
Duke
lot of
has
bad.
this Duke has this little thing. North Carolina has the whole state. It's kind of like Kentucky, Louisville. Louisville has
Right.
Louisville and some other
Okay.
people, where
Duke's a little
Kentucky has the whole state. Huh? Say it again.
Louisville's brother, Kentucky's big brother,
Yeah.
North
Yeah,
Carolina's big brother, Duke's little brother. Okay, I know. Okay.
there you go. Now you get it. But Duke is a big deal, though. Don't
Oh
get me
yeah.
wrong. Duke is a big deal. It's just their fan bases are not, it's not as big. So anyway, that's the deal with the tournaments. So that, they're making lots of ratings on them. So, the networks aren't going to get rid of this stuff. So you add all this up, there's a lot of people that watch these games on basically Saturday and Sunday is when people were really watching. I mean, you're talking millions and millions of people. I guess between the Big Ten and the SEC on Sunday, they had 7.6 million people tune in at one point or another. That's a lot of people. 7.6 million people in a 6-hour time frame. Woo! So the ACC tournament was on Saturday. So that could be why there's not as many people watching, because everybody's getting ready for the big tournament bracket reveal, right? That's a big show. So
Yeah, that's on Sunday. So
What do they call that?
everybody
Appointment TV?
make a day of it. Tune into the Big East Championship, the SEC Championship, and then Selection Sunday comes in right after that.
Yeah. I watched the Big East Championship. That championship or the final averaged 1.69 million people for St. John's, you know. St. John's, I don't think, other than New York City, doesn't have a very big following whatsoever. And Creighton, people don't even know where Creighton's at. Do you
Yeah,
know where Creighton's at?
Omaha, Nebraska.
That's what I thought, but I, I never actually. I thought I said I think it's in
There's only like
Nebraska.
two cities in Nebraska that are decent size. That's Omaha and Lincoln, right? Like I don't know of any
Yes,
other towns in Nebraska.
yes. Did you know that when there's a well, I don't know about now, it used to when there was a Nebraska home game, that was the third most populated place in Nebraska.
I believe it.
It is
Uh,
true.
and also, Nebraska football is they're like on Instagram, they're like the third most followed page, the Nebraska football out of everybody
You're kidding.
football. Yeah,
You're
that's
kidding.
how I'm dead serious. You can look it up. They're like number three, number four, somewhere up in there.
Not Michigan or Ohio State.
Well,
Wow.
Ohio State's number one, I think. But last time I looked this up was like a couple of years ago. Ohio State, I think, was one. Like Alabama, they're up there, obviously.
Yeah.
I was like, Nebraska is literally like number three or four in Instagram followers. Nebraska football.
Okay. Yeah. Nobody
Interesting.
even knows they have a basketball program, but they do. They have a basketball program.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, so let's get to the what the real deal and everybody's talking about. I was just watching the talking heads on the basketball game talking about Cinderella teams. Cinderella teams, you know. There are none this year. You know, there have been tournaments before where were no Cinderella teams.
Oh yeah.
There were a couple 12-5 upsets. Don't that count? You know, but
It
see,
does in my book.
everybody wants this low, like number 14 seed to beat the third or the number three or whatever it is. You know, somebody in the play-in game goes to the Sweet 16. So everybody wants to see that. But when they get to the final eight, what do they want? They want the big schools playing. You know,
Yeah. That's where the fans come from, all the money. So
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
And
Nobody
Colorado State, like a 12 seed. They
said,
were this close. I thought they should have won. They lost. Maryland beat them on a buzzer beater. I think it was a 12-5 matchup.
but okay. Can you call a state school in a major conference a Cinderella? Really? I don't think so.
I mean, Colorado State would be a Cinderella in my book. No matter what
Well,
they could be the three seed. They'd be because Cinderella. I think of a small school, and that's just my outlook on it.
yeah.
I think of a small school when I think Cinderella, not by seed necessarily.
Yeah, I understand that, but Colorado State's not a small school. What conference are they in? Like the Big
Uh,
Sky or something?
I don't
Mountain
think they're.
West?
I don't think they're Mountain. They could be Mountain West.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I would not consider Colorado State a Cinderella, but VCU, it's a Cinderella. Anybody that beats Kentucky is a Cinderella.
Well, yeah, St. Peter's was absolutely bar none a Cinderella.
Yeah,
I've never heard
yeah.
of St. Peter's. They got to be like a newer D1 school because I've never even heard of them. I don't think before that year they beat Kentucky.
You know that coach got the USC coaching job out of that.
Wait, I
Yep.
thought he went to. I thought it was Seton Hall.
Well, he may be now, but at that when he beat Kentucky, he went to USC. He took the USC job.
Oh, I thought
But
he
now
went
the
straight.
Arkansas coach just took the USC job, so they probably fired him and he went to Seton Hall. I don't know. Anyway, what do they call it? The coaching carousel? Round and round and round they go. Anyway, I'll have to look his picture up and put it on the video if I can figure out who he is.
His name was Shaheen Hall Hollins or something like that. Start with an H, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
anyway, but that's the thing about it. If you're a Cinderella team, you get a big coaching job, like
Yeah,
Shaka Smart. Shaka Smart to get the Texas job. He didn't
but you
go
know,
anywhere with that.
there's a lot of coaches that go to Texas that don't end up doing anything. I think that job's cursed. Somebody they just hired a new. They just got somebody
Yes,
else too. Oh,
Sean Miller. Sean
John
Miller's
Miller.
going there. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, they ain't. Man, I don't know about that job.
You don't know about that job. Anyway,
I'd stay away from that.
we'll
But they
see.
had. He got fired, Chris Beard, and then went to Ole Miss.
Yeah.
So now he's in the Sweet 16 with another team. That guy can coach.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Evidently, people don't like him or something or other. I don't know.
Well,
So,
he had a domestic violence issue.
is that what it did?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was something, and
All
they
right.
let him go.
Okay.
But he
But
won't do it.
the gambling's not doing too well since there are no Cinderellas because since the higher seeds are always winning,
Right.
you have to bet a lot of money to win a little bit. So the sports books are going to have to work on this stuff. I was listening to some of the prop bets on some of these players. We did a show about gamblers harassing college players because they don't get their prop bets covered. These people get upset, man,
Yeah.
run around, harassing them. Actually,
That's
the NCAA, I saw an ad. They're running an ad right now telling
I've seen
people
that.
to stop doing this. Have you seen that?
I've seen that the other day.
Yeah. See, we're ahead
Oh,
of our time because we did a show on this about 3 or 4 months ago. See, we're way ahead of the time. You should pay attention to what we're talking about. Like we
absolutely.
had we had Cooper Flag staying in the NCAA before ESPN had it on. I saw it in the gym one day. I said, "Look, they're talking about Cooper Flag." We already did the show,
Yeah,
but
we beat
if you,
that was Pardon the Interruption. We beat Pardon the Interruption to that.
yeah, yeah, if people would watch our show, they'd be like, "Ah, that's old news." We
Yeah.
saw that on the Sports Economy show, with Bill and Ryan. They know what they're talking about.
I'm gonna go. I can go in and fill in for Michael Wilbon on PTI.
Well, I mean, the whole thing, this is the same thing as this show, same thing as any other sports show. It's just an opinion. It's an
Yeah.
opinion driven show. There's some guy I've seen on YouTube, man. He's a jerk. I don't know who he is. I just know he's like a short, bald guy, and he's a jerk. But people watch him because I guess they like his opinion. So,
There's something about being controversial that people
oh yeah,
like.
oh they
And
love it.
A. Smith, Colin Cowherd, like literally half of the people don't like them and half the people love them and
Yeah,
they follow them. And
yeah,
they're the most popular that there is.
yeah. Well, let me tell you a story about controversy. So, guy I used to work with, Tony Mercurio, when he first started his sports talk show, he couldn't get any callers. So he was just what he told me. He said he went and was telling the general manager at the station, like, look, I'm talking every day and I can't get any callers. So he goes, start ripping the Redskins and you will get calls. So he started just ripping the Redskins about Joe Gibbs not being a very good coach and that he does this wrong and this wrong and this wrong. He said his phones lit up and they never stopped because that's what he did. So
That's what Paul Feinbaum does. He just rips people and then
yeah,
yeah, he don't. I you get the impression that by the way he speaks, he doesn't care about Alabama, and then all these redneck Alabama fans. What are you talking about, Paul?
you know what we should do? We should start a show and just start ripping Ollie Marmol and the general manager, whatever, Mozeliak. We'll
Well,
just rip Ollie Marmol and Mozeliak
one
every day. What
We would
now?
only have a year to do that because this is Moselak's last year.
Is he
He's
really
gone.
leaving?
He's gone. They worked out a deal. Somehow then they gave him another year, and this Chain Bloom guy's coming in to replace him, which he's
Oh,
already in the organization,
yeah.
but he's taking over as general manager after this year, if he hasn't already, you know.
Okay.
But I've noticed John Mozeliak's been real loose here lately, a lot
Yeah.
more friendly
Yeah.
and
All right.
making jokes and stuff, and he was never like that before. But anyway,
All right.
back
We
to
got to get back to the game. We got to get back to this, so this can't be Cardinal talk all day, every day. We want
they
to talk
won.
about the Cards, but we can't. I know. I saw that they won today, and that's an opening day winner. Just remember, folks, today was opening day in baseball, and it should be a national holiday. Write your congressperson today and petition that baseball's opening day should be a national holiday. That's right. All right. Well, that's all I got since Cinderellas aren't in existence today, and I don't think Cinderellas have to exist for the tournament to be great. And a lot of people like to wax poetic about it, but it doesn't matter because there are only three kinds of fans. They're your gamblers, they're your diehard fans, and then there are your casual fans who just kind of tune in every once in a while. Those are the people that want the Cinderella team. Your diehard fans are cool with whatever's going on, and then your gamblers, they're just running around trying to figure out how to win more money or cut their losses. Remember, prop bets. They got all kinds of prop bets out there. So,
Oh man, they got so many. You can't even look at all of them.
yeah. Anyway, so that's all I got for today. You got anything else? Are you upset that there are no Cinderellas in the tournament?
Mm, I I would always find it a little bit more interesting if there was a Cinderella team, but in my opinion, that NIL has a lot to do with no Cinderellas because all the good players from the small schools are going to bigger schools to make more money.
Yeah,
But
that's right. Thank you, Ed O'Bannon. We did a show about that. Thank you, Ed O'Bannon. Remember, get your checkbook out or your Zelle account or your PayPal account or whatever and send money to Ed O'Bannon because he's the one that made this happen. All right. Well, that's all I got. We'll get this going out on the YouTubes pretty soon. So long, everybody. And remember, like and subscribe because we need to go to more opening day baseball games.
So long, everybody.